It is critical that you have some sort of technology solution in order to measure value. And why do I say that? Because one, it needs to be objective measurements. Two, when you're looking at population health or segmentation and you really want to get fancy and start doing predictive analytics or propensity modeling, you need to have some sort of tool in place capturing that data in real time that you can then run business intelligence off of. The other reason for it is you have to have a system or something that you can put in play your performance indicators, your key performance indicators, and really begin to create some sort of balanced scorecard so that you can make the improvement. So the other reason you have a technological solution is you're creating a common operating picture. You're trying to fuse three disparate levels of information, clinical outcomes, program metrics, as well as technical metrics, into one central repository that you can then run actionable intelligence against and learn and grow as an organization. You also have to pull in all the costing data. So if you don't have some sort of technology solution in-house to fuse all that different level of information together, you're not going to create the common operating picture or the situation awareness that you really need to have within your organization. Part of the problem is that as an organization, we're reactive and not proactive. And part of this is because we've used Excel or whatever worked in the past, or maybe it's a dry erase board to track our metrics for how we're doing in terms of delivery of care or anything else. And that just is ineffectual. I mean, you're going to lose your competitive edge. The interesting thing is we've seen a plethora of technology solutions that are out there, particularly in the field of analytics. And everybody will tell you that they have the best program out there for monitoring and measuring population health or anything else. But I'm going to ask you, are they predictive? And the answer is they're not. What they're doing is they're looking on the lagging side for, hey, what was your readmission rate last month? Well, yeah, that can kind of help and change, make an informed decision, but not to the level it should be if it's focused in on the specific patient, on the specific patient condition, and at the right time and right place. Yeah, I mean, because one of the things I think is interesting, I've examined all the analytics platforms that are out there that are looking at population health, and some of them tie in mobile technology or patient surveys, etc. But they're not bringing in the three legs of the stool to create a common operating picture. They're not bringing in the technical piece. They're not bringing in the program piece, and they're not bringing in the clinical piece. They're looking through their own subjective lens on that one thing, and they're missing what's going on in the rest of their organization. Let me give you an example. If you're a clinician and you're using some sort of EHR, and you click on the data and it's not there, what's going on? You get frustrated. That creates a delay, and you start troubleshooting, or you call your health IT desk, and maybe you get a hold of them, maybe you don't. Meanwhile, your patient is sitting there trying to get care for whatever their particular condition is, and you're trying to make decisions off of maybe an inadequate picture. Well, how important would it be if you now realize and overlay the top of that the technical data for that particular system, and you found that the scheduled downtime was at your peak time of when you're treating patients? Might you have a relationship between the two? Yeah, you probably would. And you'd be able to make some adjustments on when you're going to do a scheduled downtime or not. The other thing that you could look at too is data quality. When we talk about interoperability and the exchange of data, how are you measuring that, and what effect does that have in terms of being able to deliver care to a patient? So you have to understand both the technical piece and then the clinical piece. Well, there's this third leg of the stool, which is the program piece. Every organization is putting in some play of program, whether it be new training opportunities or new health IT product or something. Whatever they're doing is going to affect you in terms of your delivery to care. Because if you're waiting on a new health IT system and it comes out late, or the cost is overrun, guess what? That's going to have a negative ROI that can impact your care and delivery to that specific condition for that patient as well. The other thing I've noticed with other analytics platforms out there is they're not measuring the cost. And that's critical, because as we move to a more competitive landscape with bundled payments, you really have to be able to predict your cost so that you can risk adjust properly with health insurers. And no analytic platform right now is out there that's looking at the cost component or the outcomes piece together. And so that's why I think a product like a Value Explorer would be really beneficial for an organization so that you can navigate those complex waters of bundled payments as well as delivery of care.